Why is Firefox connected? Oh, what is it? Never mind. Okay, so yeah. The fuck are WebSockets? Just, yes. Curious what the compiler errors. Oh, it didn't reread. I changed the code after its thing. What is it? After it. Understand. Takes forever to discover that, doesn't it? But why on earth with this compile error would it start looking for a define? That's really so stupid. Okay, should check that code. One big monolithic block. That can't be right. Can it? I don't think it can be right. Okay, we'll close it anyway. It's different. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. This AI makes so many assumptions about what might go wrong, which is impossible to go wrong. I call that code bloat. For example, here it checks that project dir is not empty. If it wants to throw, it should throw here, if this is empty. Maybe, I guess I could do that. Project dir might accidentally not be exported. Actually, I should not be using project dir at all. I mean the environment variable. It should always be passed, shouldn't it? That's a good question. Normally I just edit everything and then make it okay. Let me for once try to use the AI. So I'm going to tell the AI what it should do instead. we now have code duplication. Reading the project inf, sorry, project gear inf environment variable. Not really duplication. I might as well type it myself if I am this exact. Maybe, but well. Project there is empty. It should read project there. Unusable. So this was the code that I was looking at. And the result is now that 8 lines became 1. What the hell? Probably got more lines somewhere else, but nope. It's not sufficient. Project dear. I guess they're using this as a style, but you are kidding me. Is that required? It's not a template. How can that be necessary? Oh, it is because it is from the base class. Yeah, well, that's stupid actually, I think, but well. Or is it from the base class? No, it cannot be from the base class. So confused. There's no project name here. Project Deer. Oh yeah, Project Deer. Yes, Project Deer. Right. Okay. So why can I not just call it? Project Deer. What? Oh, that was it. Yeah, no, oh, okay, no, I get it. It defines the same name. Yeah, then it's hiding it. Okay, actually I knew that. You didn't see it. Just sort of this, and then what? Maybe a bit dubious to do that. Oh yeah, now it's doing more than one thing. Nah, you could do it the first time. I don't know. I think I'm gonna do it like this. we release still less characters. Is that everything they have on serialization? Stream insertion. toString. There is a toString. Boost UIDs. Okay. Renewed question though, then I don't understand. It's so ugly this. So I just, is that a cost necessary? I mean, it's just surprising me. Why would this be necessary? What happened to inheritance of the word was? We can't even use the thing as the base class that it is. Nah, there are no cost necessary there. There's no cost necessary whatsoever. You can't use an argument-dependent lookup, which you would normally want to. If you just do that, and thread ID is something has a type that lives in this namespace, then it will look for toString in that namespace because the argument lives in that namespace. So it could just do here toString thread ID. That would be short and nice. But I think that will fail because yeah, the derived class does not live in that namespace. So it's not going to look there. Yeah, but tries to create a directory. Whatever the directory exists. Okay then. Wow. So the cost is necessary suddenly. Well, not suddenly, but ridiculous. No, wait a minute. A second ago it was compiled. Oh, because I replaced this with thread ID underscore. Probably. The thread ID here is also UID const reference. I don't understand. Hey Daniel, you have the same name as my computer. Look, Daniel, your name is all over the place. Do string. Okay, a bloody get cost back, I guess. I don't understand it though. Let's ask. I am why am I always doing such difficult things that it is hard to explain? Well, this is Codex, you know, LLM trying to do coding, and it just can't code. And sometimes I ask it something, and it starts erasing my code. So I want to split it up into a planner mode and a working mode. And then during the planning mode, it should not be able to make changes. Just making all the partitions read-only. And then I want to design a system. The planning mode is not really code, just more an idea of how to work, which I will describe in English to the AI. But I will only describe it to one instance, which then cannot change my code. So the only thing it can do is make a plan. And that plan is written to my hard disk, and then I'll switch to another instance, and I'll tell that one to read the plan on my hard disk and implement it. That's basically the idea. And I'm currently working on a socket tap daemon program that I wrote to extract the thread ID from the current thingy. So thread ID here. This is the session ID, thread ID. If the argument is an UID object reference, then yes, it is a boost. UIDs UID. And boost UID to string UID calls run should accept it without any cost. This should compile. The reason your line often doesn't compile is that thread ID underscore in your code is it's a bloody optional. It is an optional. I'd forgotten that. To use a value, it's definitely going to have a value. Yep, I missed that this thread ID is an optional. That's because I jump here, which is not the same class. It's a socket tap daemon class that I should go to. So I look here, I see UID, and I jump back. That was my mistake. If you go to the next one, you see that it is an option. Now we understand. So I can do value here, and then it should work. Project here. Okay, added project here. Use project here. Remove the underscore between project and there. Create a new directory structure. And we're gonna just look if that works. By looking at the file system. Make the thing mutable, remove the underscore, create the thread ID there as private function. Why is that still 2 lines? Socket address is socket path string. Okay, predict returns a standard file system path, I suppose. Is it? Does it? Yeah. Yeah, I'm not unhappy with that. It's a bloody directory, so that should be the case. And then it's no longer a string. Therefore, it seems logical to construct the thing then as follows, after which it's still the path. And then you will have to change this second line. String. Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was something like native string or something. Not sure what strings do. I'll look it up. Path. This is path. This is path. Where's the string? We get an modifier, observers, compare, generation, decomposition, core, iterators. There is no string. What? There's a string here. Format observers. Okay, I did not recognize that as something that would have the string. Returns the path in native path name. Okay, hey, yeah, that's what I wanted. Native. Converted to a string. So what's the difference then by exactly using native? Returns a native version of the path. Returns also the native version of the path. But as a string. So this does not return a string. Well, native returns a string type. I really don't see the difference between a string type const reference, native, const, and string then, because I do the same thing. Also a standard string. Actually, this is a standard string, the other one was a reference. Eh? People that wrote this documentation also didn't know what that is, because there's only 1 and 3. Don't talk about 2. Oh, well, I think I get it. At least I think I get it. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the difference is that on Linux there is no difference, that's clear. But on Linux native is UTF-8. And maybe, there are some stupid operating systems that use something else as a native encoding. And probably native will return that encoding, and standard string might be a conversion. That's why this is a value instead of const reference. So native returns a const reference to the underlying native way of storing it. And if you call string, it might or might not convert it to UTF-8. So that would be the most portable way. However, I don't give anything about portable here. I only code for Linux. So it seems a bit like a waste then to call string instead of native, but well, depends on what you want to do with it. What I want to do with it is pass it to a socket address, which I think is very native. Yeah, more native than UTF-8 actually. Let's see, the socket address ran so long ago that it absolutely has no clue about anything UTF-8 probably. It's just going to pass this with my sockets. Sorry. For example, everything is treated as a string view and then passed to decode sock address. Sock address text. And in the case of AI Unix, that is passed to a mix sock address UN. Which then copies it as is to certain path, which is probably extremely native. Can't get any more native, I think. So I think that if there would be translation, then I don't even want it, because I really want a native thing. And then let's say it might not work on Windows, but yeah, why would Windows have a Unix socket, if you get what I mean? But I think using native is the more logical thing, actually. What were we talking about now? What was in the in here, I think. Okay, time to test it. Currently we have no thread IDs and no symlinks, just those directories. And then I'm going to run Codex play. What the hell is that? Oh yeah, that's because I didn't see it get there, but now I know what we do. So that should already have created the directory. What do you think? No, it didn't. Why not? That is strange. That was on which on the start. We should have done a which on the socket tab. But it's using full path anyway. It's also weird actually. That was also because of the witch. Or is there I do not specify? Well, okay. In that case, did not create anything. Now my log file says nobody connected. I set planner and it makes a Codex socket. Okay, well, yeah, I'm stupid, of course. The Codex not even connecting to any other socket, and it's still not connecting to this one. But it's also wrong that it created a Codex sock. It should have created a planner sock. And I might as well create a socket in AAP. 2. So in terms of this project, I think there are 2 problems. I have a socket path, and I hope that socket name is being called everywhere. Is in no code duplication, which then means that that this is the only place where we add .sock. I mean, I'm so sure that I don't even have to do this, but let's do it. Only place. Therefore, we know that this is the only place where the socket is name is being constructed, which is in main. And I want to insert an AAP here. Plus, the socket name is wrong. That is, yeah, it created coder. So why is socket name coder? I mean, that can really only happen if we passed here, coder. So apparently Codex mode is local, so coder was passed to start socket tab. And of course it doesn't say. There's no debug output for that. Codex mode. So it could be that Codex was coder. But I typed in planner. Oh, I should have typed plan. So coder is a default. Okay, let's say I type something. Yeah, I should have typed plan. I remember that now. Plan. So if I don't type plan, then this fails. And it's not resume either. And then, yeah, it defaults to coder. And unprint it. At least I don't see colors. No. Never mind that. Should have listened to the voice in my head, the little voice. That told me I had to use minus E there. Yes. Running Codex in planner mode. So now you definitely have created a socket that is called planner. Do I see my socket here? Planner. Yep. But it's not connecting to that because it's listening on quit. That's not what I want to type. It's listening on this. So now I need a way to start Codex and then change the exact socket from the command line. That would be nice. If that is even possible. Currently this is defined in .codex vi .codex /config tom. Here. That's not gonna work. No, it switches to HTTPS. Use the global config key as value override. To command args for the Codex executable. How do you append to an boss array? You cannot use plus equals. You have to do something ugly like that. This is append or something. Okay, yeah, I'll just use that one. Exit socket. Workspace AAP planner sock. Absolutely awesome. Totally worked. What? And that is actually working. As in, did it connect? Nope. There isn't even a socket in it. But yeah, that's not going to work then. Planner sockets here. Huh? Okay, why is the planner sock in there then? I thought I moved it right. You're telling me I never recompiled it after that. I don't know what I did. Yeah, let's try it again. Yes. Okay, we have the planner sock in there, and we have two directories, thread IDs and thread ID. Ugh. Added it to thread ID. Okay, let's call it that. Shorter. Oops, I didn't want to do that. I want to do my find. We have a new thread ID, which is extremely suspiciously not looking like an UID, because it begins with exactly the same stuff. That's interesting. The UID identifying me. Suppose it is. So this is the current UID ending on 98D6D. D6D, yep. Now, what is next? So I can run another codex now. This is the planner. And we can run the, let's say, codex coder, right? And that is indeed running into coder mode. And this didn't change, but now we also have a coder, which points to the other thread ID, which ends on 6.2. Yep. And if I stop this one, I have to do something. I cannot resume this. Let's make another one. Probably not exported. It's empty. I think now I should be able to resume it. You can still not resume it. What? Now we can resume it. So we have that thread, I don't know. That should be the code. No. And the planner is still that one. And if now I wait a minute, did it already resume? No, this is the planner, sorry. This is the corner. So if we now resume this, then it doesn't know that it is the coder or the planner. Unknown mode. But yeah, that didn't change anything, of course. I mean, this is still pointing to the same thing. How do I know that? How do I tell it? I'm afraid I have to know that before I start Codex. But we can simply look Oh, now I put all thread IDs in the same directory. So the only way to figure out if it is a planner or a coder is if the symlink is still pointing to it. Or not. You can just create a file inside this directory that says what the mode is. So we create this file, create a directory I mean, and then I create a file in that directory in which I write the socket arguments. That things. Wait a minute. Is that working? If you throw an error, well, basically just exit the socket tab daemon. Yeah, that's good enough. So then we just don't have it. It's not really a... damn it. Throwing an error is not good enough. It should write an error to the system. Why does it say 8 comments and I don't see any? It's like this. Same for me, okay. No low effort rents. Well, I typed the whole sentence and not really a rent. Imagine having to pay for this by the second. I would instantly cancel my subscription. This is the only thing I did. And it takes like 3-4 minutes already. Just trying to sneak a space in here and then not mentioning it. I'm just testing the waters. If I mention it, or can get away with that. Next, it's adding a backdoor without mentioning it. Look, enable not foreground. Well, hopefully that happens after decoding the command line arguments. If foreground is not specified, then now we are running in the background process. Well, that's good enough for me. I mean, this already existed, this comment. Pretty sure you can recognize the AI written code if there is an explicit in front of a constructor that takes a boolean. Okay, not bad at all. Yeah, I need to add trim stuff, I think, to utils. Seems to be needed quite often. Okay, so that should create the mode file. Even if we run resume, not planner, I just run resume. Then we run unknown mode, but and there's no mode. No, there's no, of course there's no mode, sorry. I have to still run. I still have to run in a known mode. So let's run planner again. Yeah, this one now has a mode. Planner. Did it write a new line as well? Did write a new line. Yes, fine. It is fine, otherwise stuff like this doesn't work well. So now, when I resume, I can have a peek at if the mode exists, and if it does, I just copy that. Well, that's strange. I mean, oh, resume. Well, that means that this is wrong. Planner. So I picked it up and then crashed. There is no save session. We cannot do that. I could have gone to bed. Oh, that is great. Goody falls of good in default mode, no planner mode. Interesting. I didn't even know that existed. I don't think it changes my plans, but I could at least see if it makes sense to put it in its own blend mode at the moment that I run it in my blend mode, as you get what I mean. Okay, blend mode. Cool. Shift stop to cycle. Wow, they added a lot of stuff. I had no clue. Hmm. That wasn't that long ago. Looks like I think I was running in one shot mode. Maybe just disconnected when I did new. It's a bit complicated suddenly, this new discovery. We call it thread. Yeah. At the moment, nothing. I'm trying to understand the interface of Codex and suddenly discovered a whole load of new things. Which started very funny, I have to say. Yeah, I said I just started it. It doesn't work probably. I just discovered something else. It was Control T. Control T or transcript. No, control. And then page up. You see, I just started Codex and I said, please say I am running in planner mode. And it refused. I can't say that because it would be false. I'm currently running in default mode. So that's how I discovered that it has a planner mode at all. How? What? Where do they publish that kind of stuff? Okay, yeah, I have to let it sink in, I think, for a while-ish. Redesign quit. I have to redesign my plans. I'm bored. Okay. What all you want? I'll just do it possible. Is this the possible day? I think if I do nothing, then no problem. This is defended 3 times. There is no other piece even inside. Everything is defended. The knight is far, far away from. The knight could take this pawn maybe. King cannot take. If I take back with the rook, it takes here with check. That would be nasty. Oh no, it's the queen here. So yeah, still defends that. Could take this pawn. King cannot take. If the rook takes, I take hero check. That would win a lot of points. And if the king would go away, yeah, and then what? Not much more that we can do though. Well, it goes away, you can give, if it goes here I would give check and then pick up this one with the rook and then move my bishop away to save it. Yeah, the king just goes in the corner. And then what? I would say if it is super low rated thing, and I don't know if this is low rated or already at my level. So low rated is just the bishop takes pawn because it wins a pawn. But if it is a 2400 rated puzzle, then that can't be the solution. There must be something more difficult then. But what? The knight is trapped. The knight is trapped. Queen here. Attacks a knight twice, cannot be defended, and it cannot go anywhere. Except here. Threatening mate. And if I take it, mate like that. No, I take it with the queen. Ha 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 ha. So I cover these two with the queen, and then win a knight. Pew. Okay. Take the knight, right? What else can it be? Cannot give mate, cannot win a queen. Plus 15. So that was a high rated game then. Rating. The rating of the puzzle, 2447. Super surprised. Well, we can win the queen here and then lose our own queen. Or I just take the bishop. But I'm piece down already, so I take bishop, takes my queen, check, win the queen back, and then I won a piece. However, I'm just one up. This is also an option. That is a very good option. Good check here. If the king goes there, I don't have anything. Then we immediately have nothing left. That's not good. Okay, we go here and the king moves. The king cannot go there, the king goes there. I mean, the bishop could be put back, then I don't have my fork anymore. It's actually... a good reason not to do that. Yeah, I don't know. Take the bishop, I would say. Nope. I had the feeling, because that would be too simple, right? But then what the F is it? Minus 13. Dang. Well, then maybe begin with this. And then take the bishop? No, well, no. begin with this. I think that it is rather this move than that move, because if I do this, it just go there. And then what do I have? Nothing, right? Yeah, it's maybe this one is also not. This one then? Also not. Okay, none of them. Oh my god. Take the knight. Oh, take the knight. Yes, of course. Why did I not consider taking the knight? Oh, that is way better, because then it has a you damage the pawn structure. That must be it then. Yeah, oh, that's pretty lame. How could I have missed that? I didn't even consider that one. Oh, that's pretty strange, really. Okay, so this is +3 for some reason. And if we take the bishop, oh, they just take my knight first. Oh, right, yeah, okay, it's deeper than that. So if you take this, you can take back with the queen. If they take the knight, now they just lost a piece. Because if you take like this, I win the queen back. It goes deeper than I thought. I think knight here. Let's say knight here, and then I threaten to take here with mate. Except an opponent comes forward or the bishop retreats. If the bishop retreats, I could even take the bishop, which is not very nice for white. And I can take here. Well, the knight is covering this square, so the rook cannot go in between. This rook cannot go in between. And I'm threatening to move my knight away and then take this one. So it just has a lot of potential. However, I'm not totally not feeling sure. You know, I'm not seeing it. It's just a feeling that that could be a nice move, but what is the continuation for sure? Could be that I have to sacrifice my rook here, for example. Very unlikely, however. Check like this, you can take like that. No, it's also nothing. Bishop over here, so threaten something. Can move that one forward. Doesn't help me much at all. Can I trap the queen somehow? No, not really. Can also always go there. 7 pawns. Again 6, 7. The material is equal. My king is not super safe. Kind of threatens to go here and then there and then there. So it's still a lot of move though. But this threatens my rook. So we do nothing, then white goes here and then I have to... Oh, this is a mate even. So it threatens a rook and it gives mate, threatens mate. But going with the rook here doesn't help. I can't even defend it. So you could just take the rook and mate also as well. That is a problem. So definitely have to do something super drastic. Super drastic. Removing the bishop is not a bad idea, I think. So if you go here, I have to defend the king against the mate. Cannot do this. And then I could always take the bishop, say, and then there's no mate anymore. So let's say I do this. Let's say the pawn goes forward. Then I don't think I have an attack left. So they would be way too slow. Of course the knight is in between, so I could just play this and then I'm dead. One move later. So I do this, pawn comes forward and I just have to take the bishop, which wins a pawn. I'm gonna do this move. It's unbelievable, not the move. How? Damn it. Now then maybe move this one or so. Yeah, to move this one I can even take there. The plan was then I can walk away. Hardly. Queen can go all the way here. Well, I can walk away. But nah. That can't be it. Maybe sacrifice a knight, actually. I had not considered, you can see that he can't take it. Take like that, and I had not considered that I can take back with the queen. And then again threaten mate, but yeah, then they can just defend it pawn, for example. Nothing, man, nothing. Still don't see it. You're good, are you kidding me? I thought all the time that if I take this pawn, which was like the very first thing I wanted to do, like after 1 to 2 seconds, I did see that the rook could not go in between, because I take it. And then I stopped with, but this rook can go in between, because it's defended by the king. That's scary, because they can't. I take that rook then. And if the king moves, well, I come in very hard here. With check, and then we have maybe check here. I know I like that. So how are you gonna defend this pawn then? It's not possible. Well, you could push it one forward. Yeah, still, I'm gonna lost anyway. So let's try that one. Yeah, that is the one. They just give away a rook. Holy moly! And black is completely winning. Well, I still don't see it. Oh, that's the trick. After I'm pushing this pawn, the bishop is suddenly comes into play. Wait, can you take here? This made in 5. What is this? Also made in 5. Okay. Pretty forceful. Oh, and then the bishop. Okay, you can change it around. This threatens mate. And you cannot defend that. To defend this square now, you have to play that. Check. There we go, there, I just take it. It's the only move. And then the knight also. My god, it's very, 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 very difficult. That's basically the only reasonable defense then, and then you just sacrifice a rook. Take this square. Yeah, you cannot defend it. The rooks are not defending anything. Wow, that is interesting. Bishop is also no longer defending anything. You can give away this rook. And you can give away the queen, yes. And you can give away this rook. And then it's finished. Yeah, so I think that in the pattern here is the rooks are not defending anything, and with the queen on the second row, these two pieces too far away, a knight here is very strong. Of course you attack these two squares, but if I do that immediately, I can do it immediately. It's still made in 7. You don't even have to sacrifice here. Yeah, because then the rook comes afterwards. This is a very nice puzzle. I'm going to Oh shit. No. I want to I want to see the previous puzzle. Ah, there's no fair. Okay, well, I'm going to stop streaming. I'll just make a screenshot of my stream. Okay.